All right, let's get it. Let's get it. We call this Good Morning Millionaire. Give me a YouTube, gang. If you are watching the replay, our whole purpose here is to extend the life expectancy of the entrepreneur. That's our whole purpose. To give you game where you can go further, faster, with less effort. Pretty much 5 days a week. We spend 80% of the time on mindset because that's what I was taught that it's all about. It's 80% your mindset. And then every Wednesday we do skill set trainings. So you definitely want to set your calendar for Wednesdays if you don't tune in any other time. That's a real smart time to make sure you are here. But it's Monday morning, baby. I hope you're feeling good.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown. And
okay, Trey.
Place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of the year.
That's right. That's right. Hold up. I got to start the whole thing over. I pushed the wrong thing. What's up, Septima? Allie in the house. Appreciate you holding me down last night, Allie.
Participants are muted.
We coming up on Kwanzaa time. What y'all know about Kwanzaa? We coming up on Kwanzaa time. My man Glenn is in the house. What's up, Mr. Johnson? Yeah, Wilmington, North Carolina is definitely in the building. My man Ronnie Moore, Sr. is in the house. Crystal, it's cracking, Queen. Flames is in the house. All right, we got a couple more minutes before we are in the building. Hey, man, make sure that you are tagging your favorite entrepreneurs. Make sure you're sharing this on your favorite entrepreneurs' timelines. And then I want to challenge you to hold them accountable on top of that. Because we all we got, but we all we need, baby. We all we got, but we all we need. Hey, there go my baby. Okay. Facebook user in the house. That means that's somebody tuning in from Entrepreneurship. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop going live in that group. Come to YouTube or come to my timeline and we're going to make it happen like that. Well, I'm going to stop going live in that group every single day. Instead, I'm just going to start doing it certain days. There's my sister. Hey, sister. Y'all remember her from Sundays? That's Dr. Kadira right there. She is an Ivy League trained physician who focuses on holistic health rather than traditional medicine. She talks more about your food being your medicine. So make sure you follow her and put your website in the comments, sis, so I can put everybody on the game. You know what I mean? Isioma done made it in. That's what I'm talking about. All right. 15 minutes of fire, y'all. 15 minutes of fire. Let's get it. When they say Dr. Ali, I don't know which one they talking about. You know what I'm saying? No, yes, I do. They just call me Dr. Ali, but she's actually Dr. Ali. All right. Here we go. All right, y'all. 3 ways that you can make yourself a master of time rather than a slave of time. I'm going to give you some mindset shifts this morning. You know, every morning we talk about mindset, skill set, or heart set. I get asked a lot how I'm able to do so much with so little time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I always hear about people trying to manage their time. It's not about managing your time. You know what I mean? But there's no doubt that successful people seem to know how to manage their time. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of us with 24 hours. You know, there's this popular Instagram meme where it's Beyonce sitting there and then they got a picture of Beyonce and they like, you have the same 24 hours in a day as Beyonce. That's a lie. You do not have the same 24 hours. I remember seeing another picture of Beyonce where she's sitting there. One lady's working on this side of her head. The other lady's working on this side of her head. She had 2 hairdressers, but I'm not done. One lady's working on her fingers on her left hand. Another lady's working on her fingers on her right hand. looking over at the other left hand, make sure everything's matching, right? Somebody's working on her feet. What's my point? My point is that everyone does not have the same 24 hours in a day because everyone doesn't use their time the same way. Warren Buffett, he bought a private jet. Now, he's famous for being frugal. He's famous for being somebody who watches where he invests his money. Did he buy that private jet because he wanted to look good? Or did he buy that private jet because he understood that time is the ultimate luxury? A lot of people do it-yourself programs that are in our same world, For those that don't know, I help to run a fintech-based financial solutions company for consumers and small businesses. But there are people out there that do this do-it-yourself thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can do that myself. When it comes to like, one of our 7 products is personal credit, right? And then you got certain people like, oh, I know how to do that. I could write my own letters. You ain't never going to be a millionaire doing $15 an hour work. It's not how the game works. Does that make sense? If you really want to raise your stock in this world, rest assured that the world is never going to tell you you're worth more. If you decide to lower your price, the world will never argue with you. If you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. You know what I mean? Don't let that go over your head. What I'm saying is time is the ultimate luxury. What I'm saying is you've got to decide your time is worth more. You've got to decide that you are going to put intentional thought into getting the most you can out of a day while these chumps is asleep on the job. Does that make sense? I don't hunt chicken for breakfast. I don't go and milk cows for my cereal. No, I just go to the store. I don't do it myself in a lot of areas. We don't cut our own grass. Sometimes because of these, piggy pups we got to clean our own house. But normally I don't do that. We call a maid. You know what I'm saying? My point to you is that the bad news is that time flies, but the good news is you're the pilot. Think about this, man. Nothing is measured without distance. Therefore, time is measured by distance. If you decrease the distance, you save and control the time. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And Warren Buffett understands this. I'm going to tell you something else. Time is really just an illusion. I ain't going to go there on y'all. About theory of relativity and Einstein, you know what I mean? Talking about how, when you're doing something you love, all of a sudden time slows down, time speeds up. You know what I mean? And when you're doing something you hate, time slows down. You know what I mean? It's like you be waiting on the clock at the job or something. You're like, how could it not be 5 o'clock yet? Damn, right? You be in there like, damn. But let you be doing something fun. It's like, phew. All right, so y'all get what I'm saying. Check this out. My big bro's like, go there. What's up, big homie? Check this out, man. What I was going to say is we are measuring time by rotations of the earth around the sun. But it's like, if you think about it, you might as well measure time by the time a bird flaps its wings. Like count how many times a bird flaps its wings and say, oh, I've been here 35 flaps. You know what I mean? It's all, who cares, man? You're measuring stuff based on some rules somebody else gave you. How are you ever going to be a master? So here's step number 1, y'all. Here's step number 1. Here's the third one. Here's the third reason. Here's the first of 3 ways to make time your slave instead of you being a slave to time. The first one is take responsibility. Spider-Man just dropped a new movie. All my millionaire-minded know I say this all the time. But check it out. The famous quote for Spider-Man is, with great power comes great responsibility. Y'all know that one? Somebody give me that in the comments. What up, Keith? My man Keith made it in this morning. I love it. Hey, that's a clean dude right there, man. I don't know who that dude's stylist is, but he don't be joking around. All right, check it out. Y'all ever heard that? Somebody give me that in the comments. With great power comes great responsibility. And I get what they're saying right there. They're saying that when you have to whom much is given, much is required. But check this out, y'all. This is one that a lot of people miss. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? With great responsibility comes great power. With great responsibility comes great power. That's my sister's website right there. With great responsibility comes great power. The first step to controlling, yeah, Septima. Yeah, Zave. Yeah, Zave. With great power comes great responsibility. But check it out. Check it out. Check it out. With great responsibility comes great power. With great responsibility comes great power. If you get into that job and you take more responsibility, before you know it, they're giving you more power. You get into that business and you take great responsibility. Before you know it, you got great power. You deal with your team and you take great responsibility. Before you know it, they are giving you large amounts of power. Well, it's the same thing with your time. The first step to controlling time is taking responsibility for it. Write this in your notes. Stop saying you ain't got enough time and start saying that ain't a priority for me. Woo! That hit a little different, don't it? Stop saying you ain't got the time and start saying that's not a priority for me. You did have the time. You just didn't utilize it for that. Time is never working against you. You hear me? Time is meant to work for you. So make time work for you, not by pointing the finger at it. Right? Hey, you better tell them, baby. Tell them, baby. What we saying is make the time work for you by not pointing the finger at it and watch how many goals you accomplish in the same amount of time. Yes, sis. All right, here's number two. Work in time intervals. Work in time intervals. A lot of us just have a short attention span, right? I was at the in-laws' house and above the you know how they'll have bathroom reading and whatnot. They got this book called How the Brain Works and whatnot. So while I was using the services, on the cover of the book, it's like the average attention span is 8 seconds. The average attention span was not always 8 seconds, right? But today, that's the way it is. Your brain is just on TikTok. My baby found this new analytics thing in Instagram and whatnot, and it was showing like the amount of engagement you get for a video. And what she found is that the first 10 seconds is all you got. That's why I even shortened this training. Y'all know we used to go 30 minutes, but now I'm down to only 5 minutes left because every morning we're in 15 minutes. And I'm lucky if I get people to stick around for 15 minutes because people's attention span is gone. So I got to start juggling, eating fire, you know what I mean? Cracking jokes. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep people's attention span locked in so I can actually give them some game. You know what I mean? But when it comes to you and your time span, what I am suggesting is that you work in intervals. We learned this in accelerated learning courses that I took. It taught us to work a certain amount of time and then take a break. Nothing is measured without distance, y'all. So with that said, you're going to have to collapse the time it takes you to get things done. Even if that requires constant breaks, you got to make it happen because your brain is not focused. Your brain is going in valleys and peaks like your bio rhythm charts. What's that called, Kadira? That joint will be like, boop, boop, boop. I don't know. She know, I don't, but I think it's called biorhythm, something like that. But all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, you crazy, Allie. At the end of the day, this is how life works. So, you know, the sun don't go up or down, right? We're rotating around it, but you get what I'm saying. Everything is working on like a little, so your learning goes the same way. Working intervals. Oh, she said that's called a heart monitor. I was trying to use more of a SAT word than that. Yeah, okay. All right, so I stand corrected. It's not a biorhythm chart. All right, and here's the third jewel I got for you this morning. You know, there's an app you can get on your phone, the Pomodoro technique. That's still going with number 2. Here's the third one I got for you. This one's really good. But before I get there, perfect Kwanzaa gift, man. The 90-day map. Go to the website, order one, our massive action planner. And today is probably the last day I can get these out, and you have them by Saturnalia. Y'all never heard of Saturnalia. Go Google it. And Google what time Saturnalia was. It was like the fall festival. And the masters would give gifts to the slaves. Go look up Saturnalia. If you want this by Saturnalia Eve. No, I'm just playing, y'all. I'm not being disrespectful to anybody's holidays and stuff. But Christmas or Kwanzaa, this is the vision board coloring book. You know what I mean? You get to color in all kinds of really dope stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my favorite images in the whole book. Let's see if you can beat that. Let's see if you can beat that. You see, it's one Rubik's Cube getting a little Rubik's Cube. It's an all ages coloring book. Normally, I say they come with the coloring pencils, but I just sent out a whole bunch this weekend, and I ain't put no pencils in there. You can believe that. Because we ain't had time, man. That post office is acting like they're getting real militant. All right, number 3, y'all. Number 3. This is the biggest jewel I'm giving you this morning, aside from order the 90-day planners and the vision board coloring books. Make a list of wasteful activities. Make a list of wasteful activities. I dare you. I dare you. If you want to make time your slave, then get aware. Get aware of the ways that you waste time. This is probably one of the most productive tasks you can engage in going into the new year. Because many times we ain't aware of why we don't have enough time, right? We're not aware of why we look up and it's nighttime already. But I'm going to tell you, most of the time we do. We just ain't growing our awareness. What I love about awareness is it makes the right choice obvious, right? We choose not to acknowledge it because the truth hurts. But we know what we're wasting our time on. It hurts a little bit looking at yourself in a critical way. I want you to embrace that pain. I want you to embrace that pain. Make a list of every activity you find yourself engaging in frequently that does not help you progress towards your goals. If you're a millennial, it's probably your social media. It's probably technology that's distracting you and wasting your time. Write that down. Remove certain apps from your phone, right? I know I found myself spending too much time on my social media when I got started, right? And it puts me at a huge disadvantage because there are people out here that want to eat my lunch, right? There are people out here that they want to be the dominant force in my industry. So what I got is a trick for them. I now became aware of what I do when I'm wasting my time. You know what I mean? I put a stop to it instantly. Oh, well, Haziq, you just now said work in intervals. Well, here's how you can use that to your benefit. When you have earned it, maybe you get on social media. Maybe after 45 minutes of work, you let yourself take a little 15-minute social media break. Or you let yourself take a little 15-minute video game break. Or you let yourself take a little 15-minute Candy Crush break. Or words with friends or whatever you do, right? But all I'm trying to say to you is that once you become aware of it, the obvious choice becomes apparent. The quicker you realize that time is your slave, not you're a slave to time, you're going to find yourself accomplishing a lot more. Going into the new year, maybe it's a cool little way to leverage this calendar, this weird calendar where Oct is normally 8. Y'all know that? Like octopus. Why is October the 10th month? DEC, that's normally like decathlon. You know what I mean? That's 10 activities, But yeah, it's the 12th month. Somebody playing with us, y'all. So the quicker you realize that time is like just a made up concept, the sooner you can control it, the sooner you can create it. Eastern time ain't the same as Central time, right? Your time ain't the same as my time, and our time ain't the same as Beyonce's time. Who cares? All that matters is accomplishing as much as you can with the time you got. And speaking of which, it's time for affirmations. Imagine how much you skating ahead of your competition, even though we don't really believe in competition around here. I'm using air quotes, but imagine how much you sliding past them when you're using a little bit of your time to program yourself, right? To condition yourself. That's what we do every morning. So call in on the live line. Use a little bit of this time to speak life, to reprogram your mind so that the path of least resistance is the one that leads to the promised land, baby. Just try it this morning. Try it this morning. All right. Repeat after me, millionaires. Say it like you mean it.